As these two collide, do not blink. Ladies and gentlemen, let's meet our athletes right now. Firstly, starting with this man, he is a national, European and world arm wrestling champion, hailing from and representing Ukraine. Raise it up for Oleg Petrenko. And his opponent now making his way to the arm wrestling table hails from and is representing Armenia. Ladies and gentlemen, he is the reigning and defending East versus West light heavyweight champion of the world. Raise it up for Dadikyan.
Strap, and we just saw what he did with Evgeny Petrenko. The level of David Dadikyan is extremely high. Very, very strong athlete. They say he has one of the strongest hands in arm wrestling regardless of class, and he is the main training partner of Denis Saplenkov. So two longtime legendary rivals expressing their continued fight through their students in this current 105 kilo world champion title match. Oleg Petrenko versus David Dadikyan. Both these guys are coming in with tremendous winning streaks. Both of these guys would be on hot streaks with really tremendous wins in their last few outings.
Well, Devon Larratt must speed up the steps. Ain't what it used to be, son.
Cardio becomes an issue.
Cardio becomes an issue for the older and fatter man as the night goes on. But I had to rush up the stairs, mate, because this one is a banger. David Dadikyan in the gold trim, and Oleg Petrenko, man in the gold, all about the power. For the purists of arm wrestling who love the strength, you are about to see it now. As these two collide, do not blink. Oh, big drive, and I'll tell you what, Dadikyan dominant there.
He is lucky to get out of that match,
yes.
Neil. He was lucky to get out of that match.
Now, I'll tell you what, I had Petrenko picked, and off the evidence of that, Oleg Petrenko unable to set his position there, and Dadikyan never ceases to impress you. This guy told us last night at the press conference that he cuts down from the 120, 122 kind of region, and look at the physique on the man. He is absolutely rock. And
both these guys they're almost mirror images physically of each other. Similar measurements, similar weight for the weigh-in. Dadikyan probably has gained significant weight since the weigh-in.
Mm-hmm. Better from Petrenko.
A much more even strap there. Much more even slip. Yeah, they might have just been a little bit asleep on that first go.
Possibly the difference in the two athletes is the explosivity of David Dadikyan. We saw evidence there in that first start of exactly that. Dadikyan was super explosive out of the gates, and Little shell-shocked, Oleg Petrenko. He's been on a tear. He's been dominant. And he's been dominant against some very fast arm wrestlers.
It does look to me as though David Dadikyan does have the superior rise. Oleg was able to set up his position a little bit more that time and break into pronation on a fairly even playing ground. But now I believe in the strap. They're both going outside, and one of them is going to find their hand bent back, I believe. And based off of everything I've seen so far, I believe that David Dadikyan is going to take hand control in this match.
Here we go. Strap being applied. The 1-inch nylon strap around the wrists, around the hands, buckles down. And then our referee, Alexander, will position the hands, the focus face of Oleg Petrenko. Now you're seeing the size, that muscular frame of Dadikyan. Do not blink. The Armenian, particularly quick off the start. Revs that go, and Petrenko found a great spot there. An acid strong, wow! Oleg Petrenko. Oh, reversal of fortune.
Wow.
Oleg Petrenko secures the win. Could not gap the shoulder and knuckle. Look at that again. And once the hand was folded back, that could be game-changing.
Neil, I called it completely wrong.
Hey, listen, it's been a long day, Deb.
Yeah.
And off the evidence of the first start, I think most people would have also called it wrong.
Yeah, it certainly looked that way. But once they got that strap, the pressure went up and continued to rise until David's hand just buckled back through that wrist, and then that was all. Do you think there'll be an adjustment, or will he try and do something even harder? Will he go back to the outside? Will David Dadikyan once again try and go through that hand?
I talk about this a lot, Devon, every time we're here in the commentary box, and it's for a reason. And I always think that the way that a loss occurs is most important. And one of the things we saw there was a degree of red line in there in terms of the elasticity. Once an arm wrestler reaches that elastic limit, and particularly arm wrestlers who are strength reliant, so less about, I'll give you an example, but Kili Oniani earlier today was frame heavy, but wasn't really reliant on the sinew, the tendon. He was throwing his frame in there, and when he felt something bad, he softened himself out, either took the loss or got the hell out of the match. You understand what I mean?
Of course.
Tonight we're seeing something very different, and we saw something very similar from earlier in tonight's matches with superstar Bojan Osimhenov. He went to the elastic red line. Once you have gone through that, it is difficult. Now, Dadikyan is one of the few arm wrestlers that I believe I've seen reach that level and actually battle his way back in. And it was the match against Todd Hutchins on the inside. And at one point there, it looked as though the guy was redlined, dead and buried. And his ability to fight back in shocked me. Can he do it here? Petrenko just had a dominant position, which Dadikyan fought pretty much to the point of failing. His hand and wrist failed. And that could be pivotal now. And I think we'll get very clear evidence of it on this next start. I think if it's going to fold, the wrist may fold immediately. But if I'm Dadikyan, and I'll tell you what, he's doing it. Look at the change in shape in Dadikyan now. He's not looking at that same position at all. He's carving across his opponent, and it's all gears forward. He felt something there, and he's changed up. And you've got to respect that in any arm wrestler. Total change of address from Dadikyan. Look at that. Carve it. Couldn't carve harder across the guy.
We go moving into the set, closing the hands.
He is looking for the... He's looking... Oh, my word. It's
What are we witnessing here? What are we seeing? This is unbelievable from Petrenko.
Yeah.
Just took everything.
It's failed, mate. You look at the wrist and hand, bang. It's just there's no resistance point. Once you've gone through that elastic red line, it's over.
Wow.
And the thing is, it's almost like cramp. You can't recover from that. It's one of those things that it's pretty impossible to get over. You've got to get a completely different set, and so that the match is engaged on a completely different area of the body. And right now, Oleg Petrenko is very firmly in the driving seat, but the beauty of arm wrestling there being portrayed for everybody at home watching this promotion, East versus West, putting together the best in the world, and you are seeing live the nuance of the sport which we love. And that is evidence there. when the red line is reached, when you see that fundamental collapse, it's very difficult to get over it. A lot of questions being asked in his own mind now for David Dadikyan. He really needs to do some soul searching, and you can see it as he looks down, tries to take a moment to regather himself, because he needs something monumentally different now. If he goes down that same road, he's going to get absolutely decimated.
You know, interestingly, in that first round, it seemed like they were both right, almost at 100% exertion. Oleg Petrenko was shaking as he broke David Dadikyan, and that to me is so interesting, that the difference between 99% or 98% or 95%, whatever Oleg Petrenko was at, and the absolute failure through David Dadikyan, which we see the effects of that in round 2. How your parts become broken. You know, so long as you do not absolutely fail, I feel like the recovery process between rounds is completely different. It's as if something breaks in your arm. It's as if something breaks when your muscles fail at the competitive level.
Now again, Devon, completely different setup here from Dadikyan. Much fuller hand. He's looking to try to look at the lower palm positioning, trying to force it forward. And Petrenko is so much smarter than people give him credit for. He was shutting that option down, met him right in the centre there, and palm pressed into Dadikyan. Dadikyan felt that and he got out of there immediately. Didn't want any part of that. Petrenko is so smart. I watched him arm wrestle. Oh, may have some damage in that elbow.
I remember years ago in a PAL production when they had Prudnik show up at a gym for a hype session,
yes,
and Oleg Petrenko was there, and he
drilled him,
beat him up. He's been quietly, doing his thing for quite some time under the tutelage of Andrei Pushkar. I think that from a very young age he became very well versed on the table and in the gym. One of the legendary arm wrestlers of the Ukraine.
His wife, Svetlana, and Levy's son are here tonight. Lot better from Dadikyan. Much better from Dadikyan. Attacking from the high hand. It's going to go to the strap.
Oleg did end up climbing over that in the very end. However, there were positions there where David was certainly in a great spot. Maybe the strap will change it. This is our first time getting to the strap. The strap does change a lot of things. Potentially, this is the second time.
Second time in the strap. Been a long day, Dev.
Oh my God. It has been a long day.
Listen, how long have we been up here and there's only been half a pizza? All right? So
thank you, Artem Petrenko, for bringing us pizza.
Petrenko, savior.
Thank you.
Brought up that pizza.
Strap match, referee's whip, you will be first. Don't grip, stay open.
This is a 4 out of 7 since it is a world title match. So still 2 more shots here before we have a winner from Oleg if he continues to win. David Dadikyan has got to be wanting to change things up here. A total fighter. I found out that in many of his matches he has pulled through broken bones and things like that. When he pulled against Morozov, he suffered a injury in his elbow and he continued to fight. In his match against Prudnik, he actually broke both of his forearm bones.
That's quite a story to be able to tell the lads down the gym, innit?
Yes.
Remember that time?
Oh my God.
Remember that time I broke my arm, carrying on, pulling full day?
Here we go.
Here we go. Strap applied. Dadikyan needs to make this stick from the high hand, because any kind of engagement with those bottom 2 fingers, he is going to struggle and the wrist will fall back. Yeah. Oh, he did it.
Very powerful. Oleg Petrenko, very dominant in that win. I think I'm going to go for a walk, Neil. All the best, buddy. This is my class, and I gotta cool out a little bit.
Oleg Petrenko. Big, dominant performance from the Ukrainian athlete here. Looked outstanding. Swept to the side. Looked outstanding throughout the night. And One of the things that's really evident from Oleg Petrenko is his maturity. I think he's tweaked his neck a little there just as we look at that. And Andrei Pushkar's boy led there working on his arm. That's lovely to see. The purple cap. Oleg Petrenko. Time to rest, time to recover between rounds. A little bit of ice goes a long, long way at this stage of the competition, but the job is almost done for Petrenko. He almost has taken the championship of the world from its current owner. Dadikyan, the Armenian, battled hard tonight. So powerful out of the gates, Dadikyan. Incredible out of the gates, but you could see that he suffered some kind of damage there in the first strap match. And Oleg Petrenko took him through that red line. And when you do that, it is very hard to recover, as I said earlier. And right now, as you can see, people behind the table there trying to fan themselves because it is so swelteringly hot here in the Green Park tonight. Up here at the commentary spot, I could grow grapes. It is so warm. More sound technicians here at the side of us, stripped down to his boxer shorts and still warm. Kind of disturbing, but we'll go with it. And at the table, Petrenko. With Dadikyan on more round required to secure the win here for Oleg Petrenko of Ukraine. The Armenian is the man with the gold trim. With Dadikyan. Can he pull this from the jaws of defeat? If he could do so, it would be incredibly dramatic. Down come the fingers, down come the hands. Big sweep to the side. Good effort there from Dadikyan. Reversed nicely. You can see the applause behind the table there. Acknowledgement of that effort. Champion ain't beaten yet. Dadikyan of Armenia. Carve back reversing top roll. Got some reward for that. In that elbow again. Hopefully no damage in there. But one thing he's not able to do is contest the match with any kind of low finger opposition. The bottom two are shot to pieces and his wrist is failing, so he needs to keep the high hand engaged, secure the height in this match. If he can do that, and if he can hang on to his pronator in the strap, he may be able to get himself back in here. That would be the route to success. But Dadikyan of Armenia, a rugged individual, this fella. A lot of aggression. Quiet, extremely powerful, very dedicated puller. Warning there for the climb. But you can't knock him on for trying. Petrenko allowing his hand to be a little lower. We'll look for that immediate attack to the back again. Better from Dadikyan. Secures more height, but the wrist has failed, and it is going to be Oleg Petrenko with the win. Petrenko is the new champion of the world. The man with the red trim. Oleg Petrenko with the win. And that is the win that he wanted so badly, with Andrei Pushkar's family watching tonight. Here in the crowd, look at the powerful sweep to the side there when he secured that wrist and hand. Oleg Petrenko, he hung on to any celebration at that point, knew it was far from over, but the next couple of rounds were dominant. Big sweep again to secure that third victory. And some really positive signs throughout the night that we've not seen on the replay from Dadikyan, but it was all about Oleg Petrenko. He really is an emerging force in this weight class. Petrenko, super impressive tonight, and he will leave.
Can we get the belt?
With the championship title firmly in his grasp. Who's next? He's with Ray Lipinge.
One more time, round of applause for your new 105 kilo East versus West World Champion, Oleg Petrenko. Award presented by Devin Larratt. I'll keep it short with the champion. How do you feel now? Как ты себя чувствуешь сейчас?
Дякую всім, почуваю себе чудово. Я довго хотів цей титул. Дякую Енгену та його команді за можливість, яку він мені дав. Після моїх поразок він повірив знову в мене і знову я тут з титулом.
So he said, I feel amazing. I want to thank Engin. I'm so happy. This was my goal to get the title right here, right now. How do you see in the future, maybe the man on your left is your next opponent? Как ты думаешь, может, на будущее твой соперник будет стоять там?
Так, я буду боротися зі всіма, хто захоче цей титул у мене забрати. І я думаю, ми з Енгеном вирішимо, хто слідуючий суперник, але з Девоном окей.
He said, I will fight anyone who wants to take this title away from me. Engin will tell me, I will defeat them if it's Devon. Okay. Engin?
Incredible match, man. Super impressed. Super dominant, super strong. Really wild, man. The 105 kilogram class is a dangerous division, and right now you're on the top. I do plan on coming back very soon. Thank you for raising the ceiling, and I'm sure I'll see you soon. Thank you very much.
Он думает, он будет тоже какое-то время возвращаться на 105 и будет.
Дякую, Девон.
Thank you, Devon. Oleg Petrenko!